Hi, this video is going to cover the topic of a new compression tool that we have to use with F-type compression Fs. Okay, and basically just give you a quick overview of how and where this will be used. If you have something like this RG6 satellite cable here, which you see, if you want to join it or feed it into the back of a satellite box or onto a satellite dish, you'll terminate it with an F connector, and you have two basic choices. You can use it with a screw-on F-type connector here, which is very, very common and popular, and the big advantage of them is they're easy to put on, you don't need any special tools, and they're low cost. As opposed to that, you can use compression F connectors, and the one here with the little black tail, that's the one that we currently stock on the tvtrade.ie website. Okay, the advantage of those is they give a much better contact with the cable, they're much more secure, but the disadvantage is you need to use a tool with them, and they're more expensive. Okay, so just to give you a quick overview, if we're putting on a twist on F connector, all we would do is we put down the twist on F, screw it on like this, and that's basically it. Once we have pushed the white part up far enough, it'll work quite well, and that's what an awful lot of guys in the satellite industry are doing, and a lot of DIYers as well. Okay, now the alternative to the big disadvantage of this is if we pull this cable, the F connector comes off, and that's a very, very frustrating thing. So for a lot of guys would say they come along and they buy the F connectors, which are the compression ones here, and they work simply on the basis that you push the cable through as before, but now we use a compression tool to actually compress the connector down around the cable so it's locked tight and it's impossible to pull the cable off afterwards. So there's a range of different tools that can do this, and some particular companies go along and they make their tools only work with their connectors, but we've sort of steered from this and stayed from sort of more of a generic design to these. So we've over the years we've stocked a number of different F-type compression tools, but they've all been generic and been able to work with different types of connectors. Okay, so the one that we're going to work on today is one that's more geared towards the professional, because it has a nicer motion when we're clipping. But basically what would happen is you would put an F connector in here with a cable sticking out, you'd compress it back like this, and then it would compress the connector, and it works like that. Okay, and a cheaper version of this is this one here, which is quite a good tool as well. It's lower cost, but if you're using it repetitively, I guess you'd find the more professional tool better. So I suppose if I was to summarize, I'd say this tool here is more for the professional, where this cheaper tool here is more for the DIYer, although either could be used for either. The cost on either of them is not really that prohibitive, okay? And they're both very practical to use. But I'll just give a quick demonstration of how to use this. What we'll do here is we'll just take this F connector here that we sell on the tvtrade.ie website, and we'll just push the cable through. We don't need to pare down the edges or anything like that, just push it straight through. And the design of the connector is that the actual cable between the inner and outer plastic cable, the core of this pushes in, so it gives a nice tight grip. We come along, we clip here. So even at that now, the F connector is on quite steadily. But once we lock it into position here, it'll be impossible to get this F connector off this cable without actually cutting it off. So what we do here is we simply come along, we just tilt this over to you, we press down this cable here, we hold it into position like this. So if you look very carefully here, you can see there's probably about 7 or 8 millimeters of black plastic being displayed here, okay? And as I compress this plastic will be compressed, and this is what locks the connector onto the cable. And see, and it's sort of a ratchet system, and it locks it in. And if we take this cable out now, you can see it. So there's excellent combining motion on this. And I have to say that I find this is a very, very good tool. So that's it anyway, the benefits of this professional compression tool for use with F connectors.